Yassine's death is tragic and not something that I or any of our staff will ever forget. I want to send our deepest condolences to Yassine's family and his loved ones.
A fatal shooting on Monday evening in Plymouth leads to a plea to the public to help locate two suspects that police say are connected to the case. Plymouth police also announced an arrest in the case, an 18-year-old Golden Valley man. Jail records show he's being held without bail for probable cause murder. According to the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office, 17-year-old Yassine Johnson of Albertville died of multiple gunshot wounds. Plymouth police officers found Johnson fatally shot in a vehicle shortly before 6 p.m. Monday near the Four Seasons Estates Apartments, which is near the New Hope border. Police say they are looking for 19-year-old Augustus Sirleaf of Plymouth, who goes by the nickname AJ, and 19-year-old Hans Mandave of New Hope. Police say if you see them, do not approach them and call 911. The motive for the shooting remains unclear, but police don't believe the shooting was random.
The investigation has been very time intensive, and all of our staff have been working around the clock since Monday evening to follow up on leads, tips, and uncover more details as to why this tragedy actually occurred.
Plymouth police say they have not located the weapon used in the shooting. As for the victim, Yassine Johnson, he was a student at Rogers High School. Voters across the state approved most school levy referendum requests on the ballot this time, and that included 2 requests in the Osseo school district.
How many of you are aware there was an election last week? Yeah? It's hard to miss, right?
We visited Brooklyn Middle School with School Superintendent Corey McIntyre to visit classrooms like these global studies classes that face cuts if the operating levy was not renewed. But it was renewed with a 54% of the vote, and McIntyre says that means students have more options to learn and more access to staff.
If this wouldn't have passed and we would have had to eliminate or reduce some of those options in those choices, and we know kids, when they have choice, they're going to invest and be engaged and feel connected to school.
District voters also approved a new technology levy that will help pay for devices, cybersecurity, and other security measures in the district. In Maple Grove, a celebration for a future facility to the delight of pickleball players. On Thursday, a ceremonial groundbreaking took place for Pints and Paddle. The venue is described as a premier pickleball facility and will feature 10 indoor courts similar to what professional pickleball players compete on. It will also have a self-serve tap room and a restaurant that will be run by Malone's Bar and Grill. The owners who live in the northwest suburbs got the idea through their love of pickleball and traveling the country.
Pickleball is probably one of the fastest growing sports right now, and as we approach, my wife and I, Tammy, love to travel, and we were playing pickleball and seeing pickleball across the U.S. and thought, oh, we need to figure out a way to bring this to Maple Grove. And doing an outdoor facility just didn't make sense.
There isn't an indoor facility like it in the Twin Cities. It will be built in the Grove Shopping Center next to Crunch Fitness. Pints and Paddle is expected to be open in the fall of next year. Minnesota is also celebrating following a report that shows significant job gains for the month of October. According to the State Department of Employment and Economic Development, the state gained more than 17,000 jobs in October. That's up 0.6% from September. State officials say this is the 13th consecutive month of job gains in Minnesota. They also report strong year-over-year wage increases for several job sectors, with nursing and home and construction showing double-digit gains. This week is one that Robbinsdale engineers and staff have been waiting for. The new water treatment plant is now fully operational. The new water treatment plant went online Tuesday morning, and it's complicated to say when the water running out of your tap is coming from the new plant, but the city says that should be as soon as midweek next week. City Manager Tim Sandvik says there's an appetite for public tours of the new plant, and that could happen next spring. Thursday was a day for Minnesotans to give back to their favorite nonprofits. As Delane Cleveland reports, local food banks say Give to the Max Day serves an even greater purpose this year.
Giving back can happen in a number of different ways. And at the New Hope-based nonprofit, the Food Group, This group of volunteers are busy packing holiday meals that families will be able to buy for a little less than what it would cost at a grocery store.
It's always a good feeling to give back to our community. I think you get so busy in your daily life, you forget how many people around you, your neighbors, have the need, and it's increased dramatically over the last few years with inflation and the cost of everything going up.
Amber Trelstad is one of 30 volunteers from the company Vizient who are helping at the food group. It's their way of giving back on Give to the Max Day.
It really feels great to have civically minded people getting involved, offering their time, their money, and even sharing and becoming advocates for a better food system. It feels great to see that type of commitment.
The commitment of time and money is something that local food banks say will be the key to fighting hunger. With the rising price of groceries, places like the food group in New Hope and Second Harvest Heartland in Brooklyn Park say the demand for food assistance is even greater than it was at the height of the pandemic.
Families are struggling to make ends meet because of inflation. Consumer prices are really high. And that's true for us too, because we've had to buy more food than ever before to provide to our partners and to the community.
Give to the Max Day is one of the biggest fundraisers of the year for local nonprofits. It also helps that the food group and Second Harvest have secured matching funds from corporate partners for every donation that comes in.
It's critical for this community that we have a good day, and we're just so grateful for the support.
It's support that will remain necessary, whether it be at Second Harvest or at the food group, as long as the price of groceries continues to rise.
Every dollar gives up to 4 meals to the communities we serve.
In New Hope, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.